Good morning, 9 o'clock straight up. It was actually even to the second, I think, when it started. Maybe not when you see this because there's that little bit of delay. Before when you see this because got audio confirmation on one, and the second one is already muted. All right. Good morning. It is March 22nd, 2023 on a Wednesday. This is Windows Daily number 180. The title of this show might change if I wind up focusing the show on what I'm intending to focus on. I'm going to go say hello to people in chat. Zoom this up a little bit. Bobby Warren is first. Rick Lake second. Nick Poverman says, what do you call a Sasquatch with noodles for hair? Spaghetti. Good morning, Chris Garrett, Rick Lakes, Jeff Ryman, 50 degrees Fahrenheit for Selden Ball. Dennis is letting us know that Typical Gamer, a Fortnite streamer, is also live with a countdown stream for Unreal Editor for Fortnite. Mike Wojcik, hello, Zavi Manor, 7th morning. Greg M. and John Williams. And what does participants show us right now? Shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, not everybody who was participating. Bobby, Warren, and who else didn't show up there? What happens in this participants is your name doesn't show up there unless you've put in something in chat recently enough for YouTube to put you on this list, even though you're still watching. How many people does it claim they're watching right now? 11 watching now. Does my live streaming YouTube Studio claim the same? It says 12 viewers. My XSplit, does it tell me how many viewers? Yeah, it says 11. All right, so what I'm going to present today is a computer that I did an unboxing yesterday. No, it wasn't on video. It was at a client's office. We ordered this Optiplex 3090 Ultra. Interesting computer. Here's the monitor stand. And the back vertical standard on it is kind of wide, right? Well, this right here is the computer. And then this is a panel that conceals the computer within the back of the monitor stand. This one at $539 is the most expensive version of that model until you go customize it and do some more. And it's 11th gen i3. 16 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gig USB, and then for $489, you only get 8 gigabytes of RAM, and then lower price is an Intel Celeron, and then come down here, even lower, is another Intel Celeron with 4 gigabytes of RAM. So I have pictures of the unboxing at my client's office. Now, this computer was to be used in their copy room as just an extra resource to be able to quickly look something up. We're not having a user actually use that as their workstation there, so we were particularly interested in space saving. So this computer was particularly attractive. I have photos. Let's see, I'm going to get over here to the photo. Number one, this is the boxes. This box has the computer and the stand. This is the monitor that we ordered for it. Made a little mistake there. This monitor is HDMI only. The computer is DisplayPort only. Well, when I got to that point in setting this computer up, I a little bit panicked. I went out to my car and I found on the floorboard of the passenger seat, I just so happened to have two brand new HDMI to DisplayPort cables. So that saved the day. Right arrow key to get to the next photo. Here's opening the box. I was concerned about this. This looks a little wonky here. I did not move anything around. This is what it looked like when I opened the box. Parts had shifted in shipping. This is the back standard for the, I'm calling it standard, I don't know if that's the right term, for the monitor stand. And you see this round circle there. That's where the cables will come out. The computer will go inside this area here, and that is the computer right there. Right arrow key to go to the next photo. Here I've got everything out on this counter. keyboard and mouse came in the computer box. Let's see, where was that? Oh, it was underneath. So when I pull that styrofoam up, the keyboard. No, I'm sorry. See this height here? I've already taken the top layer off, which had the keyboard and mouse. So keyboard and mouse, then here's the base for the stand. Here's the stand itself. You can see that little oval shape there connects into here. This is that oval or circle where the hole where the cables come out. And the computer will be mounted inside here. And then here's the piece that actually screws onto the VESA mounts on the back of the monitor. And then here's the computer. You can see the Ethernet port. Zoom in there a little bit. You can see USB ports. And here's the display port. And there's a USB-C. And then here's the power connection. On the side, there's a couple of USB ports. Those will be accessible in the side panel of the monitor stand right here. And some vent holes. Then let's see, we got these cables came with it, a USB-A to USB-B, which we don't need in this application. I was thinking that it might plug onto the back of the monitor so that the monitor could have some USB ports, but this monitor did not have a USB input, USB type B input. And then here's a USB-C cable, which came with the computer, which we also don't need in this application. And there's the power brick, right arrow key to get to the next photo, which I got to zoom out before I can get to the next photo. There's the two instruction panels that came with it. Here's a closer view of the monitor stand. Oh, by the way, I realized I've neglected to pull that plastic off. Shame on me. Optiplex 3090 Ultra right there. I've already shown you the rest of what we're seeing on the computer there. This looks like it might be a headset port on the side, or yeah, could it be a reset hole? It looks like there's some icon. It looks like a hard drive cylinder there. Is that a hard drive light maybe? I'm not sure. This looks like a headset port up here. I didn't pay attention to those because I don't need them. And then these symbols here are indicating what those ports are. If you needed that explained, here's the documentation. Here's side A. And if you want to look at that more, you can go look at it. I'm not going to show more of that closer, but then right arrow key, and here's side B for those two. And then this concerns me, looking at the bottom. This did not look right at all. I was concerned here. Do we have some shipping damage? Remember how it looked like the products had shifted around inside the box? Yeah, so I was concerned about that. Here's the screw hole where the base connects to. And there you can see a little bit better. It looks like a film of the original plastic casting that was not, cleaned up. And then here you can see the base, that there's that screw item that shows up or screws into the base. And then here I'm holding it up. I have released, there's a slide catch down here at the bottom of this hole that you slide it one direction, and then this back panel slides up a little bit and then slides away. Took me a little bit of doing to figure that one out. I had to look at the instructions. The instructions weren't very clear. Surprise, surprise. Here on the monitor panel, you can see that the monitor will rotate. You can rotate it up or down. Now here's a weird thing. To move the monitor position vertically, up or down, you actually have to remove the back of the stand and remove the computer. The computer's not mounted in here yet, and then unscrew the VESA mount from the stand and put it into one of these other holes. Wow, that's super inconvenient. And I didn't know at this point what height are we going to want it to be at. Coincidentally, it worked out that this top position was the best. Then let's see, go to the next one. Here's another view of the computer. Nothing specific there, but I think I turn it over. Yeah, here's the other side. So here's an access panel. I did not open this up. I do not have a photo of it open. Sorry, so bad, too sad. I didn't have a screwdriver with me at the moment. I did get one later. However, when I got it later, it was during a power outage. The power went out in my client's office for about 20 minutes. And then when it came back up, I was a little short on time. And I had already assembled the thing completely together. So sad, too bad. Let's see, we got a serial number there, so we can go look at specs about the computer. If we so choose, I'll read it out. 2DV18V3. If somebody wouldn't mind putting that into chat, just type the service tag number 2DV18V3. We could go look at the manual and see what happens under there. And I think that's the place for it looks like that pops up a little bit when you connect no, here's the Ethernet. That's a USB port. Kind of looks a little odd there, like that's somehow removable for a USB port. I don't know what that's about. And then here you see I'm about to put it in here and see that little clip right there. What happens is you put the bottom of the computer, I mean the top edge of the computer into what we're seeing as the right side. And they're showing it on this instruction panel right here. And then you just snap it down into place. That's all it is. There's no screws. Thank you, Greg. I see that. Then is there anything else we want to see on this place? On the top of the monitor stand, it's on the right side right now, there is a power button. So you press the power button on the top, and that will connect with the power button that's on the top edge of the computer. I don't think I have a good shot of that. Here it is inside the mount. We're looking at the bottom of the computer. That access hole for the cables is up at the top of your screen. And they've got this little thing there. That's where the network cable is going to plug in. They have these guards on the side of the Ethernet plug. That's a little bit odd. Here we go. Here's those guards on the side of the Ethernet connection. And here's that. Oh, I see what it is. It was just to give us enough space to have two USB ports. So they kind of extended this out above the level of the computer. Here's the display port connection. The cables that came with it do have the button to depress to release the display port cable. There's the power. There's the USB-C. Then next to the right here, so assembling this, before you put the back onto that stand, you have to connect all the cables. I didn't realize at this point that the USB-C was going to go nowhere. I did not need it. So I have it connected here, but I wind up disconnecting it later, just removing that cable completely because I want less cables on that small amount of space. And then this USB A, which would be a 3-point something or other, I wound up removing it too, because all I needed was the DisplayPort cable, the Ethernet, and the power. Notice how this looks a little bit crooked. It was a little awkward to get that plugged in, and then when you run it through here, it kind of puts a little bit of an angle pressure on it. And then here's the top of the computer. You can see the power. Actually, this isn't the top of the computer. This is the top of the stand with the computer mounted inside the stand. And there's where you access the power button from the stand. And these screws are captive. So they were already in this plate. Made it easy to screw them into the monitor. You see again there that rocker place. I do have, we're 15 minutes into the show, 14 minutes into the show. I do have Ken Stout's stream or I think it was a Premiere setup to go. Notice here I have the computer slid up a little bit. Remember I mentioned you release this lever inside that hole where the wires come through, and then you can slide the back cover up a little bit, and then it comes out. So I'm showing here how much that is. When you put it back together, you've got to put the back connected to the stand at the right position. If you do it too high, it's not going to work. If you do it too low, it's not going to work. So then let's see, and this was the other side. That is also. So once I snap it down into place, it becomes flush. Going forward again on the photos. And that's the last photo. I do have other photos, but they reveal stuff inside their office space, so I'm not going to show that. One of the other photos I had was showing its final resting place on a counter inside this copy room, but there was other client identification there. Well, I don't think see here the last chat message I'm showing is 9:01. That's because this popped out chat has not updated. So I'll come back over where? Come back to here. And then into here, restore chat, so it'll get refreshed. Takes a minute to do that. Switch to live chat. Is it going to come in? There it is. Now I'll pop out chat again and see what else you guys are saying. Doctor's office could be for home use, like a touchscreen monitor. Well, you could buy a touchscreen monitor. Should work with this. Ouch, does not look good. That's for that piece of molding that didn't look right. QA missed quality control missed that. That is a stupid vertical adjustment. I'm going to capture this serial number. I'm surprised they put an access panel. They stopped doing it on laptops. I'd be reluctant to say they stopped doing it, Chris. You might have come across one laptop that doesn't have it. That doesn't mean they're never again going to do it. It means that laptop didn't have an access panel. Very interesting. People saying hello to each other. Jeff, how much memory in SSD? I'm pretty sure I ordered that one that I showed there, but I'm not certain about that. Now but maybe we should be able to find that when I go to Dell's website, because I think that serial number show how it was equipped. So I'll go to, the way I usually do this is go to support and drivers and downloads and put in the service tag. Then what's it tell us here? Oh, it's not telling us anything. I haven't looked at this yet for this computer. Manually find a specific driver. This device. We got some updates to do. So far, all I've done is I've initialized Windows 10 to the point that I can connect remotely to it, which means I connected it to their domain and internet, and I can connect to the VPN. I connect to them through VPN client and then remote desktop to the computer to do the rest of the setup work. Let's see, this is this device. So this is drivers. So there's a critical BIOS, Ethernet controller, Wi-Fi, serial graphics, and these other recommended drivers. So I'll get to that. Somewhere in here there is, oh, by the way, I will be updating this to Windows 11. It'll be the first computer in this office for us to test Windows 11 with their other softwares. Documentation. There's a place where it should show how this one is equipped. These are not it. Where do I go for that? Which is not something I frequently do. Drivers and download, documentation, overview. How about overview for this product? Retrieving system status. This looks good. Support status, download, install, support assistant, somebody knowing where I get to that. You can access the panel inside. For me, it's easier with access panel. Overview for specs. View product specs. That's it. Okay. I want overview for specs, not all of that stuff. We might find what we want in there. Detail, current configuration. That's it. Support assistant. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Original configuration system specifications it shipped with. One of these should be showing memory, but the way they word these are so difficult to comprehend what they're showing there. This stuff shows up on the shipping form and it's difficult to decode. Here, DIMM, 16 gigabytes. And then here, 256 gigabytes. So it's a 256 gigabyte NVMe, certainly, and 16 gigabytes of RAM. But this computer is just, they'll just use it to look up some miscellaneous information while they happen to be in the copy room, which there's our file room and so on. So it's not a high producing computer. Yes, a premiere on further research on your request. Ken Stout, yes, a premiere. Oh, the premiere is what I have triggered to come up next. Further research on your request. Oh, good. So he's done more about that feature in DaVinci Resolve, about erasing things that are inside of a picture or a video. They do consider the Who back cover as access panel. They do consider the Who back cover. Does he give a correction? You can access the inside. For me, it's easier with an access panel. And found that. Dell specs are gibberish. Yeah, in this system configuration, that is all gibberish, difficult to deal. So when I did this, it wants support assistant. Well, actually, current configuration is because I might upgrade it. So if you want to know the true current configuration, you have to do this. This is original configuration, which is just difficult to comprehend what these things are. Is there anything else on here? I didn't show what monitor we ordered. I don't have that conveniently at hand. So I think that's about it for that computer. And this might become an extracted video that I'll edit at the on this weekend and maybe include some more information while I'm connected remotely to it. Some carefully selected screens so I don't reveal any of my clients' identity. Now, so to go on to some other things, there are some channel comments. It's down here on yesterday's video. Robert gave a link from Wiktionary about the peeps. And when I go here, when I went here, I realized, oh, I know what that is. Yeah, it's when you're using peeps as your people, my people. That's what that was. Yesterday, I was thinking peeps had to do with Easter and those little candy things. So done with that one. And then Terry Pauly, who we've never seen in chat, as far as I know, watched this Gmail reverse conversation order and said, amazing save, thank you. This is another instance where those old videos that are highly searchable, topics that people need to find help for. She found my video, but that video had nothing in it that informed people that I do a daily live show to answer questions such as that question that she searched for. So I need to be promoting these live shows when I do specific content videos. So I've got her marked. Drunken Troll. It's the YouTube algorithm that brings up your videos daily. I think meant my Windows daily shows. I'm starting to believe anti-algorithms may be in the future. What do you have against Al Gore? I don't know. Algorithm, Al Gore this, Al Gore talking about his dancing capabilities. Thumbs up and hearts on that. Just having a little fun with you, Drunken Troll. Are you in the chat room today, by the way? Let's see, if I do a search for drunken, Drunken. Nope, not here today. And then Chris Garrett says, I found your channel by searching for confused computer tech. And certainly that is just humor. For those who don't know, in the early days of the live stream, somebody came into chat at a time when I was struggling with something. I don't know what it was. And he says, does this guy know what he's doing? He seems confused. Somebody who was moderator at that time deleted that comment or even blocked him, I think. I said, no, that's okay. I don't mind those kind of comments. It's not until people become actually abusive or vulgar or seriously mean. But that has kind of come to be a meme on this channel. Confused Doug is one of the many Dougs around here. So Chris just brings me back to that. Where else we got here? Can you upgrade it, or is memory and SSD soldered in? Well, that's why I wanted to go to their website, right, to go find that out. We got a few minutes left. So we need to get to documentation, the service manual. It seems they so often have a different layout. Service configuration guide, no. I want security configuration, no. Service manual, that's what we want. View the PDF for that and find something about that access panel. We're just going to get to the point of seeing what's inside there. All we need to do is see inside that panel. Installing, removing control at hard drive assembly. That should get to it. Follow procedure before working. Fixed stand, height adjustable. Remove the device from. So here, obviously that panel here, they show opening the panel and they're showing the drive right there. I don't see memory unless it's underneath. So how about we get back to the instructions and see what it takes to access memory. Drive bracket, cover memory module, 100. Oh, it's right under the drive. Yeah, we can see there. So you move the drive and then that gives you access to memory. And you'd have to remove more of the cover to see the rest of this. There's the Wi-Fi. There's the fan, which, let's see, what else can we see about that? Well, mainly all we're interested in is the drive and the memory. Now, oh, no, I was confused there, thinking for a moment, is this computer limited to 16 gigabytes of memory? No, that was from Kerry's recent show when he was working on one of those micros. That something indicated that those computers were limited to 16 gigabytes of memory, but I don't think we've got I never saw a confirmation on that. Algor ain't as smart as the algorithm. We all live and learn. Fast forward today, and Doug is still confused, does not know what he's doing, and I cherish that. I hold that. I own that. I live that. Live and breathe that. Confused and don't know what I'm doing. Oh, Roy Kajir. We all live and learn. Welcome. That's the first time I've seen your name. If I see you a couple more times and you're participating in the conversation, you will be turned blue. Because how do you spell today to A? Did I spell today wrong somewhere? I learned that from Live Windows Training. I can stay out. Thank you for the info. Might be using sodiums for memory. Yeah, those looked like sodiums, didn't they? Yeah, that's sodiums. Like it's laptop memory. Surprise, surprise. Was anybody not expecting that? All right, so I'm going to bring up my email address. You can send questions to me by email or comments on any of my videos or in the chat room. I love to address issues that people are struggling with on their computers, whether you're an end user, an amateur tech, a enthusiast technician, or a professional technician. You're all welcome around here. That setup has more likely has heat issues. Well, it's an i3. So I don't think there's going to be much heat troubles. Had a good fan in there and ventilation. I think it's going to be fine on heat. So if you have your auto redirect set if you, let's see, autoplay. If you have this button right here, autoplay turned on, then you will be automatically sent to Ken's show coming